This video is sponsored by Converse. Transformers, a franchise that has stood the test of time for 40 years. It's not just about robots fighting a cosmic battle, but about a legacy that has shaped pop culture across generations. And in honor of this legendary franchise, Converse has teamed up with the Transformers to drop an exclusive collection that celebrates this milestone. And what better time than now to release a collab like this when you have the new Transformers movie on the way, Transformers 1, which revisits the origins of these characters in a new animated story. Converse is giving us a fresh take on some iconic sneakers, paying tribute to the Autobots and Decepticons that we've grown to love. Today, I'm hyped to be unboxing two pairs of these sneakers that Converse sent over early, so come along with me as I unbox these shoes for the first time, sharing the epic experience with all of you, and seeing what Converse is offering to us Transformers fans and collectors out there. For longtime viewers here on the channel, you know that I appreciate a good box design. Presentation matters a lot to me, especially when it comes to the things that I collect. And this isn't just any box. Converse really wanted to go all out for collectors here. On the front, we've got Optimus Prime and Megatron in an epic cosmic battle. I really like the unique artwork that they went with for these characters. It really stands out and grabs your attention. I also love how the box splits down the middle. It's a great way of conveying that there are two sides to choose from. You have Team Autobot, and you also have Team Decepticon, and it just shows that conflict between the two characters of Optimus Prime and Megatron. And this split theming does stay consistent all over the box's design, which is great to see. The box design also feels like a throwback to those G1 era Transformers toys from the 80s, complete with the classic red and black gradient for the Autobots against that white grid, as well as the purple and black against the white grid for the Decepticons. Looking at this, I can tell that Converse really wanted to tap into the nostalgia for collectors, especially those that grew up in that G1 era. Looking back at the top of the box, I love some of the other details included, like the classic Transformers logo with that iconic gradient. They even do the same design for the Converse logo in the corner, and at the top right corner, you have the line, "It is a world of constant change where things are not what they seem." There are a few more details on the exterior of the packaging which I think are worth mentioning for Transformers fans. On the Autobot side, you have three boxes which outline the faces of the characters Megatron, Bumblebee, and Optimus Prime against their faction silhouettes. In paying close attention, you'll notice the Cybertronian text next to each of the faces, which actually translates to the characters' names. It's just those little details like that I love so much about this, and it shows the amount of passion that went into this project. Having a quick look at the front of the box, we will see the word Special Collector's Edition, and then below that, Converse in that split theming that I mentioned before, with Autobot being on one side and Decepticon being on the other. One thing I was not expecting to see when I flipped the box around were these tech specs at the back for Bumblebee, Optimus Prime, and Megatron, a straight callback to the original G1 toy packaging, which I think is just an awesome touch. And they made sure to include every single stat that was on those boxes, from the endurance to the skill to the strength. It's all there. As a collector, little Easter eggs like these just make my unboxing experience 10 times better. Upon opening the box, you are greeted by a very blank design. There are no Easter eggs, no other details to take a look at, just the tissue paper, and you're getting ready to look at the shoes for the very first time. And to kick things off right, I'm starting with the most iconic shoe from Converse, the Chuck Taylor All-Stars, but this time, it's for the Autobots. Now this right here is the Chuck Taylor All-Star Autobots. Converse stayed true to the classic Chuck Taylor design, but gave them a full Transformers makeover. When it comes to this sneaker, you're getting the regular Chuck Taylor All-Stars experience. You have that classic canvas material, the rubber soles, the laces feel good, but this time you're getting a all new design, something that's dedicated to the Transformers world. And I think that Converse did an excellent job blending these two concepts together. Optimus Prime is featured on both sneakers. The left side shows him in a running pose, while on the right, it's more of a majestic stance. The red to black gradient subtly taps into that G1 Transformers vibe, and of course, we've got the classic Converse All-Star ankle logo with a Transformers twist. The logo uses the exact same gradient as the classic Transformers logo. The Autobot details don't end here though, because there are so many more details you are bound to appreciate as a Transformers fan. One of the key elements Chuck Taylor All-Stars is known for is the heel patches. The right patch says Converse All-Star, while the left patch says more than meets the eye, which is that iconic line that stuck around throughout many generations of the Transformers. They are really embracing the Transformers essence here, and I just love that. From the aglets to the insoles, everything here is thoughtfully integrated. Being someone that admires creativity, seeing things like the Autobot symbol on the aglets, or making the eyelets look like screws instead of the traditional holes, shows me that Converse also cared about the creativity that went into this project. It may be a bit difficult to see in my lighting setup, but you can see that the insoles of the shoes have some designs on them, one having the Autobot symbol and the other saying Transformers and Converse on it. Another favorite design of this sneaker for me is going to be the hang tag shaped like Prime's Energon axe. It gives the shoe an extra bit of flair and also another Easter egg for fans to enjoy. Now I don't have a physical copy in hand, but there is a Decepticon version of the Chuck Taylor All-Stars on Converse's site that will be available at launch, and it also includes a hang tag, but instead it's shaped like Megatron's Energon mace. These little add-ons and references are what make this pair feel like a collector's item. Now, while these feel more wearable for everyday use, I will say if you are a collector, it might hurt a little bit to see them get dirty, and believe me, I don't want to mess them up either because of how cool these things look, but I do see myself rocking these from time to time, whether it's a casual walk or a special occasion. Now let's talk about the biggest and boldest shoe of this collaboration, the All-Star BB Shift CX. This pair takes a completely different approach. While the Chuck Taylor All-Stars Autobots go for that retro vibe, these sneakers feel like more of a high-tech tribute to Bumblebee. The colorway on these is bold, yellow, silver, black, and a little bit of blue, all inspired by the character Bumblebee. These definitely scream collector's item, but they're also a performance shoe for basketball. You've got a mesh upper for breathability and comfortability, and synthetic overlays that keep the design durable. One of the big things that caught my attention with this shoe is the wave patterns. They've got this almost mechanical feel to them, especially with that silver texture in between. Unfortunately, there aren't as many Easter eggs on this pair compared to the Chuck Taylor All-Stars Autobots, but I do feel it makes up for it because this whole design is basically a tribute to the character of Bumblebee. It's the biggest Easter egg of the two. There are a couple of references though, like the rubberized Autobot logo on the tongue of the shoe. On the insoles of the shoes, you will see the Transformers logo along with Bumblebee outlined, which is a very awesome detail. There are no Autobot symbols on the aglets of the shoelaces though, which is a bit of a bummer. Another element I really dig about these sneakers is going to be the outsole design, which has this wave pattern. This is something that's seen with all the other BB Shift shoes that Converse makes, but it fits very well for Bumblebee for some reason. I don't know how to explain it, it just works. Out of the two, the Chuck Taylor All-Star Autobots are more my style. I'm used to that classic silhouette, and I feel like they're easier to rock day to day. But if you're looking for something that makes a statement as an athlete or just as someone who's casually wearing these, the All-Star BB Shift CX is gonna be for you. If it weren't for these sneakers looking like more of a collector's piece rather than something that I could wear on the daily, I'd probably wear these as much as the Chuck Taylor All-Star Autobots because they feel cushioned, my feet feel comfortable, especially when walking up and down. Now, while I didn't grow up during the G1 Transformers era, I did grow up with the live-action films. That said, I've always had a huge appreciation for the classic designs that really laid the foundation for what this franchise has become today. The 1986 movie is one of my favorites, especially with how killer the soundtrack is. And with owning these sneakers, it feels like I'm owning a piece of that legacy. They're more than just shoes, they're a way to pay tribute to a 40-year-long story that's been passed down through generations. As a collector, this collaboration between Converse and Transformers really hits that sweet spot. It's a crossover that young fans such as myself and longtime fans of the G1 era can appreciate. The care they put into making these more than just a pair of kicks really stands out. It's just a fun experience for any Transformers fan, regardless of when you joined the fandom. Unboxing these was like peeling back layers of history. Each detail feels intentional, from the packaging to the design, almost like Converse and Transformers crafted a love letter to fans. And that's what makes this collection special. It's not just about the shoes, it's about the stories these sneakers tell. They capture that essence of why we've been drawn to Transformers for 4 decades. There's something about these sneakers that'll resonate with you. It feels like they've taken that childhood wonder and packaged it into something we can wear and relive. As you can tell, I am a big fan of this Transformers collab with Converse, but I am curious to hear your thoughts on it, so let me know what you guys think about these sneakers and if it's something that you would add to your Transformers collection. The collection officially launches today, so if you're interested in it, check it out via the link in the description, and once again, a huge thanks to Converse for making this video possible. I'll catch you all in the next one, but until then, peace.